now. That's what counts. Okay, it's a Shem.
8th of June,
Let's
Rabbi
see.
Furst, Pierke Avos.
Okay, right. Good morning. Thank you, Lou. Again, this is Rabbi Shlomo Furst here at Yeshiva Tzalman here in Yeshiva Yerushalayim Care of Zoom. We are learning Pirkei Avos, and we're in the 5th parak. We're learning about the Kol Machlokas. She is Shem Shemayim Sofel Yizkayim Kol Machlokas She'ein Shlom Mitzrayim Ein Sofel Yizkayim. So we have to understand what those things mean. But and in the example was given for Machlokas Ein Shlom Shemayim was Clark Dasai, and we're going to be learning in paragraph of the Malbim here. Believe we left in paragraph
I have 13. I think
yes,
we would start
13,
with
14. Yeah, that's right, 13.
Hold on
right.
a second.
Very good.
Are you putting it up on screen, please?
Yeah, I'm working on getting that. We're ready to go in a moment.
I have to buy a new printer, but I'm too scared.
What are you?
Scared of what?
What?
Scared of what?
Buying a new printer.
Walk into the store, say, I want a printer, and walk out. What's the problem?
No, I'm frightened of wasting my money.
Printers are cheap these days.
Yes, I know, but to us, one shekel is really 100 shekels.
Okay.
Well, it's the other way around. Anyway.
All right, Bez Hashem. You can go on Yad Stein and you can get the used machines that are pretty good sometimes. Okay. Sorry, it's just taking a little bit long for this machine to this laptop I use is very poor in multitasking. Oh, now it's finally getting the message. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. Yeah, we can start. It's going to come up on screen momentarily. Let's begin in the meantime.
14?
Yeah, who'd like to read? Yes, please.
I would. Vihis lonain al she nisna hakehuna ve'av odas Hashem l'shevet Levi veha malucha V'hakadima de b'digalim liYehuda v'gam al she'nasna ha b'chorei liYosef. Okay, this is hard. V'his lo nain, I don't know. Rabbi?
Yes.
I don't know the first word on 14. V'his no nainu.
Right. If you look back on paragraph 13, the second line from the bottom, you have the same word, a little different conjugation. It's the same word just conjugated a little bit differently.
Okay, so it means complaint.
Right, exactly, very good.
Okay. They complained that about the giving of the kahuna and the service of Hashem to the tribe of Levi. And the kingship Lahakdima, I don't know.
Came first.
What?
Comes first. Kedima.
Right, the
And the
Kadima, like the
And the kingship comes first.
well, no, it's like they will slow nenu, they, or meaning he's talking in first person. We, meaning the Korach and his gathering, his assembly, they were complaining that the kuna was given, and the avodah up to Hashem was given to Shevet Levi. That's number one, right? That's number one.
Right.
Sha'ala senatna hakahuna v'avodas Hashem l'Shevet Levi, number one. And number two, v'hamalucha v'kadima b'gedolim liYehuda. And the kingship, the monarchy, and the precedence or the priority of the traveling, the gedolim, went to Yehuda.
Okay. So they objected to both. They objected to the Levites getting the kahuna, and they objected to the Yehudites getting the malchus.
Right.
The gam al shenasna ha kahuna ha bechora Yosef, and they also objected to the fact that Yosef got the bechor, the bechora, because Ephraim and Menashe.
So there's three things.
Yes. Meaning
Okay.
they were all fighting. They were all fighting for themselves, and since they were all fighting for themselves, for their own self-interest, you had some that were complaining about the kuna, some were complaining about the malchus, and some were complaining about the bechora.
Right. What's this abbreviation? Zion Shin.
V'zeh shene'amar. This is what is written.
And this is what is written. Vayikach Korach. So I read the brackets.
Yeah, that's right.
Picha zu hayinu pichas devarim uteanos kamo picho amchem devarim. That this taking was taking with words.
Right. So v'yikach means in this context, it means like he convinced them.
Okay. He convinced them. The ta'anos kamo kecho imchem devarim, and the reasoning was like, what is the word kecho?
Well, kikazu, this convincing was kikas devarim v'tainos. It was a convincing that was made through words and arguments. Kamo, for example, kuchu imochem devarim. That's a pasuk. Where's that pasuk? Not sure. I have to look it up. 1 second. I'll tell you where it is in a moment, please. Hold on. Okay, that's that's a pasuk in Hosea. That's a pasuk in Hosea in Treyos. 1 second. What's this referring to? 1 minute. Pasuk in Yeshaya, Pierke Yudalad, pasuk Gimel. All right, down.
Push 1332.
Yeah, Pierke 14, pasuk 3. Take words with you, and return to Kadosh Baruch Hu. Says here the whole pasuk is Kuchu imachim devarim v'shuvu el Hashem imru elav kol tisa avon v'kach toiv nishlama farim sifasenu. Take with words, then you should do tshuva to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Say to Hashem, may you do.
Oh, here it is.
Right. You say this part. The second part of this passage we say, "Kuchu devarim." Take words. It's a similar situation over here. Take, meaning you're trying. I believe he's bringing this pasuk that when we're doing tshuva, we're, so to speak, trying to convince the Kadosh Baruch Hu to accept our tshuva through the words that we're saying in our prayers. Okay? Good? Let's continue.
Okay, Shekarach lakach lo ta'anos le machloch so ma shehu ben Yitzhar ben Ahas ben Levi. Okay, so Korach convinced them with arguments about his lineage.
Well, one would say, so Shekarach lakach lo tainus lemakluchosoi. So Korach took through words the and gathered to the claims to add to his machlokas. He had one machlokas with Moshe Rabbeinu, and he gathered other people who had other claims to make, right?
Right.
And he allied himself with these people to his whole group of those who are now arguing with Moshe Rabbeinu.
She'achar she yitzchar hu ben hasheni likhas gialo. So that after Yitzchar, who was the son of the second brother, I guess, which is Kachas.
Kahas, right? He was Yitzhar, who was the second son of Kahas. He should be rightfully his claim. Yitzhar's claim was he was the one who should have gotten the Kahuna Gedola.
Right. And what is this Magia?
It was coming to him. He was in line for that.
Was coming to him, Hakahuna Hagadola, the high priest position. Vidasan va'aviram b'nei Eliav va'on ben Peles haim likho ta nos el machlokesam mipnei shehem b'nei Ruvain. So Dasan and Abiram, the children of Eliav, and On ben Peles, they were arguing based on the disagreement because they were the children of Reuven.
So Korach allied himself with them since they were from Shevet Ruvain. Shevet Ruvain had a complaint that the Bechor should go to them.
Shecha Shuvo, Sheha Lahuna, Vahalova, Vahaleviya, Magia, L'Shevet Ruvain, Shehu Ha-Bechor, Liakov, Achar Shenif Salu, Ha-Bechoros, Patre Racham, Patre Rechem, Al Yedei Chata, I'm sorry, Ha-Egel, Hate Ha-Egel. So
Right.
that they returned the kahuna.
No, Shechashvu. They thought they from Makshava. Shechashvu. They thought, meaning the Bnei Ruvain. The Bnei Ruvain thought as follows.
The Levim had it coming to the tribe of Reuven, that he was the Bechor of Yaakov after Shanif Salu, after they fell. Habechor
After Nifsa, they became invalid. If they became invalid,
after they became invalid for the Bechor, because of the Petarechem is the firstborn through the hate the sin of the calf. The
right?
sin of the calf invalidated the Levim.
No, it
No.
invalidated the before. It invalidated the firstborn. The het the ego, the firstborn became invalidated, and he was given over to Shevet Levi. But Shevet Ruvain had a claim it really should go to Ruvain, to Shevet Ruvain, not Shevet Levi.
What do you mean it invalidated the firstborn? What's all that about?
Excuse me?
So, what do you mean invalidated the firstborn? What does that mean?
With the
Something-
het the ego, things changed in Klausel. Before the het the ego, the ones who were doing the avoda, the ones who were destined to do the avoda, to be the kohanim, were the bechoros. Whoever the petarechem, every firstborn boy of a family, he would be the kohen. Right? They wouldn't have. It wasn't going to be a special shevet kahuna. Everyone in Klal Yisrael, from whatever shevet they were, if they had just like you have pidyon to ben, right? If they miss a pidyon to ben, so anyone would have a pidyon to ben, that boy will be brought up to serve in the base of Mikdash. And that's the way it was supposed to be up until the time of the Chet Ego.
Uh-huh.
Once Shevet Levi stepped forward and answered the call of Moshe Rabbeinu, Hashem Alai. So Kadosh Baruch Hu gave the kahuna, the Levia, to the Shevet Levim instead.
Mhm. Thank you. Right. Thanks.
So what is this phrase, Bahalevi Magia L'Shevet Ruvain? What does that mean?
The Levia, the avoda of being Levim, that was supposed to be entitled to Shevet Ruvain.
Ah, okay. Because he's the Bechor.
Right.
Okay. All right, Viter?
Yeah.
Ukavar Yadas Ma She Amru Rizal Kol Machlokos She Haya L'Shem Shemayim Sofa L'Hiskayim. Okay, so after it became known what was said by what's Rizal? Is that the sages?
Yeah, Rabbeinu Zachron of Lebron.
Okay, our rabbis of blessed memory. All disagreements, all controversies that were the same Shemayim, in the end, they would endure. The omro sheha shemachlokos l'shem shemayim haya machlokus shemai v'halal ushe'ena l'shem shemayim
Right,
karach.
but v'omru shemachlokus l'shem shemayim hay machlokus Shammai v'Hillel. That's the machlokus Shammai v'Hillel.
So we're saying now that tell us, okay, so we're saying that the machlokes, the controversy that is Shem Shemayim is the controversy of Hillel and Shammai.
Right.
And what is this she'ena?
V'she'ena l'shem shemayim korach, and the machlokas she'ena shemayim that's the machlokas korach.
That are not the Shem Shemayim, that's Korach. V'hadivarim bilti muvanim. And these words bilti are without what's movanim?
Without understanding, these words are not understood.
What words are not understood?
That the machlokas Shem Shemayim is the machlokas Shammai v'Hillel, and the machlokas she'ena shemayim is the machlokas korach. Those words don't make sense.
Why don't they make sense?
Excuse me?
Yeah.
Why?
No, give him a chance. Give him a chance. He's going to explain it.
Okay. Techila she'ein safek shevitul hamachlokas yafa mikiyumo. Initially, there was no doubt that the controversy was nullified. She'yivtul hamachlokas Yafa means beautiful.
It's like this. Techila, first of all, again, he says what the Mishnah says that a machlokas l'shem shemayim is sofer l'skayim, and Einish Shemayim is going to is Einim Iskayim, and the machlokas l'shem shemayim is Shammai v'Hillel, and the machlokas l'shem shemayim is Karach. Now these words don't make sense. Why? Techila. First of all, they don't make sense because why? Because in conceptually, ain't suffix shebito machlokas yafa mikuyumo. There's no doubt that the quelling of a machlokas is better than the continuation of it. It's better to quell a machlokas than to continue a machlokas, right?
There's no doubt that it's good to quell a machlokas.
Right. So what does it mean? So what does it mean that a machlokas l'shem shemayim sofer einim sofer l'skayim? It'll continue. What does it mean that a machlokas l'shem shemayim is going to continue? It's definitely better not to have a machlokas. What's
Well,
the advantage in having a machlokas continue?
well, if the machlokas is Shem Shemayim, it's a way to get at the truth. And if it's succeeding at uncovering the truth, then it's a good thing. It should continue.
But that means that once the truth emerges, and you have two parties, as we said earlier, whenever you have two parties, each of the two parties, if it's L'Shem Shemayim, they're looking for the truth. So they, when they see the truth, that means one of the two parties is going to have to capitulate. No,
Maybe.
and when he capitulates, that brings an end to the machlokas, correct?
Yeah.
And
Maybe.
so if he capitulates, and if that's the end of the machlokas, so what does it mean that the machlokas is sofa liskayim?
Mhm.
Well, we said before that the people who were involved in machlokas continue to live, unlike Korach and his group who all died. They've uncovered the truth, so they're vindicated. They're the good guys.
All those who are involved in the machlokas for the sake of heaven, all of them believe in Shemaim. They all believe in Hashem. They all believe that they're not doing it for themselves. So that they're not. So that it's a kosher machlokas. It's not a bad thing. Whereas the other one, not for the sake of Shemaim, that's unwanted. It's not the whole thing is not wanted.
I agree with you. So, but really, we should be being taught that is a machlokas L'Shem Shemayim is a davar tov, and a machlokas shelo L'Shem Shemayim is eino tov.
Right.
But what does it mean? Sofa liskayim and sofa eino miskayim. What is this? What is this concept that's being introduced to us that the machlokas is going to mean miskayim? You don't want machlokasim to continue. You want a resolution. If there's going to be a resolution, there's going to be moda ala emes. That means there's going to be a capitulation. Then it's going to be an end to the dispute.
Well,
So that doesn't mean it's going to miskayim.
Why? If they're arguing, they expect to come to some sort of resolution or hope to.
Right.
And the assumption is that I suppose that whoever, well, no, at the end of when they come to a resolution, that means that both of them will agree to what's been said, because both of them would have gone through the whole process with each other.
Okay.
And they accept each other's arguments.
Well, no, I mean, no. One party is going to have to capitulate.
Yes, no, I don't think would be called capitulation. It changes. If you realize that you have to change your stance, you change your stance. You don't. If you want to call it capitulating, okay. But you're not annoyed at that. It doesn't make you angry because the capitulation, and I put that in quotes. The capitulation is not against your honor or anything like that. It doesn't affect you.
Okay, I agree with everything you're saying, but the only thing is, when we're trying to understand what does it mean in the Mishnah,
Hmm.
Soifel Iskayim, how does everything you say fit into those words, Soifel Iskayim?
There's an
Translate.
underlying reason why they're arguing. They want to bring out the truth.
Right.
And there may not have to be a capitulation, depending on how you define capitulation. Certainly, they have to agree when the halachic decisor says halacha is like Hillel, then Shammai has to agree that that's the halacha. So if you call that capitulation, yes, he has to capitulate. But there's a reason why he presented his side, and that reason is still there. So the truth of the depth of the issue is something that needs to be revealed through the argumentation process, and that remains forever. Let's say, for example, the menorah. So Hillel says 1 to 8, Shammai says 8 to 1. Hillel's talking about the idea of going up towards a goal, and Shammai's talking about the idea of starting out at the top and going and working your way down. So even though Shammai is going to agree, yeah, you got to light 1 to 8, but the principle that he's revealing by his argument is a true principle that he's not going to say, I capitulate, I was wrong, I was false. He wasn't false. It's a depth of understanding the mitzvah of the menorah to a greater level, to greater detail than it would be if you just said Hillel's position.
Right. Again, I agree with everything you say, but how are we going to understand what it means, Sofel Iskayim? I mean, everything you say is true, but I don't know if that fits into the word Sofel Iskayim.
Sophos guy means what?
Excuse me?
Sophos guy means
Sofel, ultimately, Iskayim ultimately will endure.
ultimately what? I didn't hear.
Ultimately, it will endure.
Oh. But both of them can be proud of contributing to that, I suppose.
Let's see how he's going to explain. Hopefully, he's going to explain what it means. You have to. Again, if you
did you say something?
The only thing that put up. Excuse me.
Did you say something we missed?
I'm not sure. I don't think so.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see. Let's continue on. So again, Tehillah, first of all, these words don't make sense. It's definitely, without a doubt, better to put an end to the machlokas than to have it continue.
Uma amora sofa lehis kayem. And that which we say in the end it endures. Aval yischan.
Yitakin, perhaps. But perhaps.
perhaps. But perhaps Shamar Sofa Lihis Kayim, when we say ultimately it endures, Hakavana Lomar She Shanim She Holpim L'Shem Shemaim Gam She Nehem Tachlis Hakiyum V'ha Amda Be'olam Hazeh Uve'olam Haba. So when we say at the end, it ultimately endures, our intention is to say that the years,
the both of them that are chaluk, both of them that are arguing.
that both of them that are arguing, Yashem Shemayim, also both of them have a purpose that is established. That they're standing in this world and in the world to come.
Right, so that it's possible to say that when we mean to say ultimately they will endure, the kavana is to say, the intention of this is to say, the two parties that are arguing, l'shem shemayim, gam shneim tachlis hakiyum ha'amada b'olam hazeh lo haba. Both of the parties that are arguing l'shem shemayim, tachlis hakiyum, that the motivation is that it should be established and remain in Olam Hazeh and Olam Haba. Meaning the two parties that are involved with the Malchlokus, is that they should both be remaining and established both in this world and in the next world. So
But I thought we just said they can't both be established. Only one has to capitulate.
well, now he's saying something different. He's saying it's not referring to the Malchlokus itself. It's referring to the people involved in the Malchlokus. Talking about the people involved with the Malchlokus. Take a look at paragraph number 2. Take a look at paragraph number 2. The Rav Bartanura.
Kol hamachlokus she haya l'shem shemayim sofo lihis kayim. Every machlokus that is a shem shemayim, for the sake of heaven, ultimately it endures. Klomar she anshe hamachlokus hahi mis kayamim le'enam ovidin. That is to say, that the people that are arguing will endure and will not be lost. K'machlochus Hillel b'Shamai, like the machlochus of Hillel and Shammai, Shelo Abdu, that they're not lost. Lo Talmidei Beis Shammai below Talmidei Beis Hillel. Not the students of Shammai, not the students of Hillel. Aval Korach v'Adaso Avdo, but Korach and his assembly were lost. V'ani,
Now stop there. That's not stop there. So how do you understand what this is all about?
saying it's not the machlokas, it's the people. The people
Right.
involved in machlokas, they're going to endure. They're going to live in this world, and they're going to continue to live in the world to come.
Right.
Because since their motivation is the same Shemayim, then they're doing a mitzvah. They're doing the right thing. So they're gonna benefit from that.
Right. And from
Okay.
this, right, you understand why now. I mean, one of the questions that was asked, right? Why didn't it say Amakloka Shalosh Lashem Shemayim? That's Korach Ramosha Rabbeinu. Why didn't it say Korach Ramosha Rabbeinu? That was one of the questions that was asked.
Right. And we said that the reason was because that whole group was arguing with each other. Each person had his own desire, which wasn't exactly the same as the next person. And some of them were in contradiction to each other.
Right. That was one shot we said. Right, but that is one explanation, correct? That we did learn that explanation. But if you understand the question as well, if it's talking about the people who are the disputants, so it's true, Korach had disputes with the people even in his own group, but they were ultimately all disputing with Moshe Rabbeinu. So why didn't it ultimately say Korach v'Adaso v'Moshe Rabbeinu? So if you understand it from the pshat of the Rav Bortanor and the pshat that we just learned in the last paragraph at the bottom, that it's talking about the people involved in the machlokas, whether they are going to endure or not. The people involved with the machlokas will endure l'olam hazeh and l'olam haba, and the people who are involved in the machlokas lo l'shem shemayim avdu, they will not endure, they will be lost. You can't say that about Moshe Rabbeinu. You can't put that shot into Korach v'Moshe Rabbeinu. So if you understand the pshat that it's talking about the people enduring or not enduring, now you understand why you can't say Korach v'Moshe.
Right.
Okay, very good. That maybe that'll bring us to the end of today's shir.
Very good, Rabbi. Makes sense.
Okay, Baruch Hashem, Baruch Hashem.
All right.
Okay,
Thank you. Thanks very much.
thank you, Roy. Hope
See
this have a good afternoon, and see you perhaps tomorrow, Erev Shabbos.
Yeah.
And we'll be starting the Mishabur again several moments from now. Mitzvah, we'll take a short break.
All right. And Lou, we go through you, do we?
Not
next-
Rabbi first, no. And Rabbi Fabian is going to be hosting through Team. He sent out an invitation. You should have an invitation from him that was.
Oh, yes, I do. What do? I just click on it
Yes,
and it does it automatically.
yes.
Oh, all right then. Okay.
I got to
so-
go.
Right.
Okay, bye. See you.